Alright, so just when we thought we were getting the garage cleaned out here, thought we were making some more room other than the motorcycles and whatnot. We got a call about a free quad the side of the road, so you know, we had to jump on that thing. So this was last weekend. We were in and picked it up. So we'll show you guys what it is here. We got this sweet unit for free. Some guy had it side of the road for free. So we don't even know anything about this thing. It has says it's a CF Moto on the engine there. Someone's definitely done some sweet paint job. You know, you got the green racks, spray bomb black, looks like used to be red. Got the custom zip ties and stuff, so we haven't done a whole lot to it. You know, it's got the aftermarket battery box there, you can tell. But so we brought it home, sit in the garage, and you know us, we're super impatient, so we had to see if it would fire up. Sorry. And it wouldn't. It spit and sputtered a little bit, so we're gonna tinker with it today. This is not a serious project. We just want to see if we can get this beater running and maybe beat on it a little bit. So I've had the battery on the charger all week. So someone, I don't know if this is factory or not. It's got the factory key switch, I think, anyways. But I don't know. I don't think that is original. And it's got this, where is it? This starter solenoid. It's pretty crummy. Cables are pretty crappy, so I got a new solenoid. I'm gonna try that. Oh, and it's got these crusty looking fuel lines. There was a fuel filter on there, and I basically touched it and it fell apart. So I took that out, put a new fuel line in just to see if it would fire. Played with it a little bit, but I was waiting for the battery to charge. And so I'm going to clean up all the battery connections, and then I'm going to change this fuel line up. It's got this fuel shut off. I think it's so it can have on and reserve. But I think it's too high. I don't know if the carb is pulling any fuel. So I put this fuel line in. I'm going to go direct to the tank and try and just see if it'll pull some fuel. And if I can get it to kind of fire up, then I'll clean up so it runs good. And then maybe we'll just get this thing out and beat on it. I don't know. But for right now, I'm going to clean the battery connections, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I pulling off the battery cables here. Okay, I pulled off the coolant reservoir in there so I could access the battery. I don't think that's the original battery location, but anyways, solenoid, my battery cable ends just literally fell apart, so that's garbage. Not 100% sure. I was trying to test, see which one of these is the trigger wire. There's a fuse in there. I'm just going to try and clean the solenoid up for now, even though I do have another single wire solenoid. I wasn't getting anything at those wires, so I got to, I'm just going to try and clean these up for now using this solenoid, because it does work. I just don't like how crappy it was. So, and same with this. I don't think this is really rated for a starter. And these wires are pretty small, and it's been out and rusted, but not gonna go crazy on this thing. So anyways, I dug through my, you know, you gotta have everybody's gotta have this. You gotta just have a box of cut off wires and stuff. So that stuff definitely comes in handy. Found this. This is our old one here. Someone just focus. Someone was trying to play electrical there with that crap. Like, what is this? Junk. Anyways, I'm gonna put some new ends on this, hook it up to the battery, and then we'll give it a try. The ground wire is okay. This one's not bad. I'm just going to put a nice new end on it, and then we'll try and crank this thing over. If it cranks over good, then I'll get into the fuel. But for right now, I'm gonna clean those wires up and see what happens. Okay, so I got this solenoid all cleaned up here. I just end up putting new ends on this cable because I couldn't find other ends to fit that other one. This one is a little bit loose. I'm gonna have to tighten that up. But anyways, cranks over pretty good now, but obviously doesn't fire. So I'm going to figure out what's going on with the fuel line situation here, and I'll be right back. So what I did was I just bypassed all the stuff on the fuel tank there. I got my own fuel line run off the carb and just in this jerry can, because I don't know what's in that tank. It's probably full of rust and crap. So what I'm just doing is holding my hand over the carb, choking it off, trying to get some more vacuum for it to actually pull fuel out of this tank. And I had it running a little bit here, but I got to change the battery on my camera, and then we're going to see if I can get this thing to run. Alright, let's see if we can get this thing to fire up. Sort of runs. See, I think this button is funky because if I crank it for too long, then the button overheats and then it doesn't do anything. Doesn't quite have enough to pull the fuel out of this tank. So we're gonna use a little bit of quick start here. See if we can get it to go. I don't know if it's pulling this fuel out of here or not. Well, that didn't work, so I got the old, we're gonna do the old bottle feed trick here. Got a water bottle full of gas going to the carb, but for whatever reason, I don't know if that carb is supposed to pull fuel like vacuum or if it's just gravity fed. But it's not working, so we're gonna try this and see. little feed trick. Look at that, like free quad, it's just sitting there idling. What's wrong with it? Nothing. Oh, sputtering. Uh-oh. Probably a little nicky knocky, so that's pretty sweet. I think now, probably at this point, I'm gonna I want to be able to use that fuel shutoff, but I think this tank's full of crap, so maybe I'll take the tank off and clean it out and then see if I can get some better fuel line, because I think it's just supposed to be gravity fed. I think it's just a little simple carb, so I don't know much about carbs. I'm no expert, but we just want to be able to ride it. And yeah, so maybe I'll pull the tank, get it cleaned out, try and find, it'd be nice to have like an inline fuel shutoff rather than this thing, because I think what's happening is it's too high. The fuel's got to come up and then go back down. I don't really like that. It does look factory though, so I don't know how that's supposed to work, but anyways, we're just gonna change that up a little bit. Maybe even the fuel tank's just so gummed up that I don't want to work, but play around with it. Catch back up with you in a bit. Okay, so we got the fuel tank off, emptied it out. Like, it barely even smells like fuel, so I think that thing's all dirty and rusty. I'm gonna spray it down with some brake clean, because that's all I really got right now to clean it, and put it back on. Actually, I'm gonna make sure that fuel actually comes out of these spouts, because I think it's got, must have a reserve on there as well, because I want to be able to use this fuel shutoff. If it will work, that'd be sweet. So I'm gonna do that, slap this tank back on, and then we'll try and get it running using that fuel tank rather than the water bottle trick. So real quick, I pulled the fuel tank out, cleaned it, blew all those lines out, put some new lines on. Fuel shutoff works now, and check this out. Like, I didn't even pull the carb off or anything on this thing. Fired right up and idles. Like, free quad. Someone was gonna throw this thing out. Free quad. That's sweet. Using the original tank and the fuel shutoff. Alright guys, so I went ahead and put the back rack on, zip tied the plastics back up, got this thing somewhat assembled. She friggin' runs, just fires right up. It was spitting, sputtering a little bit. I do need to get a inline fuel filter there, because I can see some crap running down the bottom of the tank through the fuel lines there. But yeah, she runs and drives, kind of sort of has brakes, so I'm gonna fire it up and just toot around the backyard a little bit. Show you guys here. Set you up where you can see. Right up. Free quad, can't beat that. Runs and drives, barely even had to do anything to it. Yeah, I don't really know what we're gonna do with this thing now, but I don't know, it's not a bad little quad mess around with. It's sure it's beat up, you know, Got the lime green, the Monster Energy paint job on it. But hopefully in a little bit, maybe even get out with Corbin and the Grizzly. We'll just bang around on this thing. That better? Still getting used to this camera. I'm looking at the screen up here. It's too close. But anyways, yeah, we got running. Somewhat assembled the seat. We're gonna have to fix this seat. It just kind of flops around here, but whatever. You're sitting on it, you hold it down. So hoping maybe one weekend we can get out and just kind of bang around on it. It's a beater, but it runs and drives. So I don't know if that'll be this video or not, but anyways, that's it for now. Alright guys, it's been about a week or two since we got that little quad running. I wasn't really digging the Monster Energy paint scheme. Don't mind me, I'm still trying to learn how to talk. Got the grills on. Yeah, just ignore it. Anyways, so I got my brother to hook us up with some 905 colors here. Look at this rig. She's mint, but I think he might have been having a few wobbly pops when he painted this thing. I don't know, just don't look too close, okay? But anyways, look at it. We got the trailer hooked up to the truck. We're gonna go out to our buddy's place and rip this thing. Corbin's gonna bring his Grizzly, and he's got a little mini bike he picked up. You probably saw it on our Instagram. So we're gonna rip these things around. But I'm gonna get this thing loaded up. I'll catch you when we get there.
Thing's a unit. Oh, frick, parenting her up.
These bars are gonna roll.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. We gotta tighten up these bars.
Oh, no, we're good. What's wrong with that? Chopper style. We're right this unit.
You think?
Oh yeah.
Both on here.
Oh, okay.
I did her too there.
Oh yeah. Here, I'll just.
We're gonna. Careful.
Oh, stink.
Hold on.
It barely wants to go with us.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah. You're really, eh?
No. Yeah, maybe might. Not good turning radius on this thing.
No power steering, eh?
What? You can tell because the way that it is, eh? Bars are rolling.
Oh, flip.
We'll get it.
Who's that? No, I gotta see it.
That's not good.
We can fix that though. You just suck it. No more problems.
That's not good.
Gonna leave. Do the dang thing.
Yeah, the old vent, the old crankcase vent's not supposed to do that.
Hey, buddy. Alright, we can fix it. Just get on and keep going.
Okay. Just gotta get it.
Oh, flip! I'm gonna lose my shit here. It's not a big hole, but it's a lot for this old unit. Not bad for free. Just gutless. Oh god.
Oh no! Tap it! You gotta put it in low gear.
Oh no, we'll get her.
Oh no.
Needs a little push maybe. Yeah, front a little bit. Yeah, here you go, yeah.
Handle's great. It's unbelievable.
Oh man, you can't even feel the bumps.
What? I gotta lie.
The push bar at the front though, eh?
I gotta lie. I'm really impressed. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can tell from the bumps how good it is.
Oh,
Now let's turn around here. Real sharp light.
see if this thing can't actually make it through here. I love that the lights work on a toggle switch.
Wait, it gets worse?
Anyways, we had to ratchet strap the back suspension down.
Oh yeah,
there's some more HPs.
Very more. Done.
What the heck am I supposed to do? You can't take the mini bike through that. Yeah. Thing's an absolute mud machine. I think the mini bike could have made it if it would start. Fuck, there's a lot of mud back here.
Machine.
That's what I just said.
Good.
I'd like to see if he makes it up that or not. Did it stall?
Oh boy.
Just smoking.
Yeah.
Oh buddy, what happened?
Oh no.
Oh, the mini bike and the quad are down. Try harder.
Turn the lights on, man. Yeah.